Hello everyone. So chart making, as the name suggests, it's making of charts, right? So we know what are charts, right? Now for grade 10 CBSE for mathematics, these are the things which we need in the chart. So the contents which will be there in the charts will be related to data analysis. So when I say data analysis, it's basically probability and statistics, chapters like that. Equations, you might have guessed it correct, quadratic equations, linear equations. Expressions are basically polynomials. Mensuration is your surface area volumes, then areas related to circles, chapters like that. Numbers basically means your real numbers and arithmetic progression. So that is what it is in numbers. Trigonometry, very important and one of the most important topic, and this is a brand new topic at least for grade 10 CBSE, right? So because you didn't had anything related to trigonometry in your grade 9. So 2023 syllabus, according to that, trigonometry is a brand new topic. It's not introduced yet, okay, for grade 10 CBSE. So this is the first time when you will be encountering with something called as trigonometry. Then we have geometry. So when I say geometry, I'm talking about chapters like circles, triangles, quadrilaterals, things like that. So we are specifically talking about theorems when we are talking about these particular chapters. And miscellaneous are some other important concepts which should be included in your chart. So this is overall the content which will be there in your charts. Okay, now why charts are important? It's super important. Now can you see this? Now these are two rooms, okay, definitely there is a lot of difference between both the rooms, correct? But one thing which is common in both the rooms are, both the rooms have a lot of charts, correct? You can see some sticky notes or post notes, whatever you call it, correct? You see some schedule written on that whiteboard, there is a map, correct? There are a lot of things. And similarly, on the other side again, you can see some charts, some writings and things that are there on the wall. Now these two rooms actually belong to UPSC students, okay? So I've taken it from the internet. Majority of the UPSC students, okay, they have their rooms like these, okay? So their walls are completely filled with charts and everything. This is what grade 10 CBSE also needs to do. So your room should be completely filled with charts. Contents I've already explained it to you in the previous slide. So don't worry about the paint, okay? Your parents will definitely allow you to sacrifice that for an year, right? So yeah, so you can use a double tape or something like that, so that it doesn't spoil the wall if you're very much concerned about it. So basically what I want to tell you is, I need charts. Stick wherever, on the wall, wherever you sit and study. It can be your bedroom, it can be your living room, wherever it is. So it should be right in front of that. And trust me people, I'm not kidding, and I won't name a child, okay? So one of my ex-student, okay, he had a periodic table ka chart in his bathroom, okay? Yeah, I know it's very funny, but trust me, it was there. So they had chart papers sorry, the periodic tables stuck there. So when I asked him why, so he's like, sir, any which ways we are doing some unproductive work over there, right? We are sitting there, so we are just looking here and there, right? So at that point of time, if the it is, if it is in front of me, it will be easier for me to remember those things. Yeah, so this is the idea, people. Now why do we need charts? Now we need charts right in front of us is because in grade 10 you have loads and loads of theorems, loads and loads of statements, formulas, methods, etc, 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 things to remember, right? So I don't want you to by heart those things. Any which ways, you have a lot of things to by heart, right, to memorize. So I don't want you to at least memorize these things. What I want you to do is, I want you to just look at it every day. That's it. You don't even have to sit and consciously read it, to absorb it. No, not required. This is how the mind works. This is actually a psychology. So when you look at something every day, okay, when you look at something every day which is right in front of you, what happens is the brain, okay, or the mind automatically remembers it. It's like subconsciously it is reading it. It's just like, you know, you're looking here and there, but you are concentrating on something, but you know, your mind or your eyes are actually looking at other things as well without you even realizing it. So like when you have charts, you have things inside in the chart, okay, and when you're looking at it continuously, so subconsciously you will remember those things. So that is the idea behind it. So now let's quickly go ahead and see how our chart should be. Oh yeah, even this is important. So here why I've put this picture is because can you see the books? Now why, again these are from UPSC you know, students, okay, their room. So they keep the books, you know, very close to them. Why they do it is because the books should be accessible. So can you see even here there are some charts, maps, and you know, things like that in the room, correct? So there is an idea, there is a reason behind all these things. So this is what you guys will also be doing it, okay? So this is, as I said, this is not specifically for grade 10. This particular video is for grade 10, but even this works for grade 9, grade 8 as well, okay, even for lower standards if you want to. But for grade 9 and grade 10 as well as 11 and 12, you have to follow this. And let's continue. So these are some of the charts which was made by, you know, some of my students, and you can see it, right? So they have actually used different charts, and you know, this is how they have so this is, I'm just showing it, you know, to get an idea how exactly the students have done it. Can you see this? This is a big chart wherein they have included everything, whatever was possible, okay? So you can have it this way or that way or whatever, you know. This is another example, some more examples. So very beautiful handwriting. So see, wow, amazingly made, right? Yeah, so these are the things, this is how you can make it. Now now what should be included in the chart? Okay, so that is what we are going to, you know, understand today. Okay, so first we are talking about data analysis, which I already told you, it's related to statistics and probability. Okay, so these are the things which should be there for data analysis chart. So if you look at it, you have probability formula, geometrical probability formula, complement formula, then you have you know, the sample space for one coins, then on the right hand side you will see sample space for dice, right? 2 dice, 1 die, then a couple of formulas for your statistics like mean, median, mode, okay, and some methods like direct method, assume mean method, step deviation. So these are the things which will be there in your data analysis chart, okay. Second is related to equations. So I'm talking about linear equations and quadratic equations. So these are the things, okay. So in this you will see different types of methods which we use for solving linear, right? Substitution, elimination, cross multiplication. Similarly for quadratic on the extreme right, you know, some different methods. There are formulas, then there is cross multiplication, how to do it. Can you see that? X upon b1 c2 minus b2 c1. So kind of like a formula, right? So that is there. Then discriminant, d is equal to b square minus 4ac. Then what are the different types of roots, you know, with the value of discriminant, so that is there. Then you know, unique solution, infinite solution, no solutions, right? All those different cases, you know, all these things are there. And on the extreme right hand side at the bottom you can see the method to solve, you know, completing the square method. So these are the things which should be overall, you know, should be there in your chart. And this chart are related to equations, that is linear equations and quadratic equations. Next is expressions. Again, these are the things which should be there in expressions. Of course you can actually pause it, take a screenshot of it, okay, and do not take a printout of it. Okay, I want you guys to make it, okay, you have to make it, okay, because when you do things by your own hand, okay, in your own handwriting, you know, in your own way, you know, you will customize it according to you, right? So it matters, okay. So taking a printout and sticking it somewhere, it will not give you that particular, you know, that amount of what do I say, uh, that amount of usefulness, okay. So yeah, so as I said, you have to make it by yourself, okay. Next is for numbers. So numbers basically is your AP, arithmetic progression, and numbers are real numbers, correct? So for 10th standard level. So these are again some of the things, formulas. Then on the extreme left bottom you can see some kind of an answer, right? This is also very important. Okay, now I understand. So you have just joined 10th and you will like, what are all these things? Okay, so making of chart, why I am asking you to do it right now is because right now you're a little bit free, right? So your schools have just started. Okay, I don't know when you're watching this video, you're supposed to watch this video at the beginning. Okay, beginning of your session. Okay, so since I'm putting it on YouTube, okay, so I don't know when you guys will be watching it. So I'm saying according to what I I have decided. So usually I show it to my students, okay, at the beginning of the session. So this is this is a video which I have made for that. So you have to watch it at the beginning of the session. So it will hardly take 2 or 3 days for you to make these charts. Okay, so you have some time. If you start making it at the end of the session, it will not work out, because first of all you won't get time. Okay, and second thing is you have only few days, right? So the reason why we are doing it is in the beginning is so that you have that much amount of time, almost like an year, to continuously look at it. You remember that psychology which I was talking about, subconsciously getting this thing. So it requires some time, right? Then you have Cartesian, basically I'm talking about graphs and things like that. Okay, now for 10th standard level, you have a chapter called as coordinate geometry. Okay, so these are the different formulas for coordinate geometry. I understand you won't be understanding anything because your teachers might not have taught you, but yeah, the intention is just to make the chart. That's it. Okay, whether you understood, not understood, that's secondary. Okay, first is to make the chart. Okay, the way it is given here. Okay, yeah, of course you can change the where you want to place what. Okay, but these are the things which should be there in your chart. Next is the most important thing, trigonometry. These are the, again, some tables are there, some formulas, these are the things which should be again there in your chart related to trigonometry. As I said earlier, you can obviously pause it, take a screenshot, and then you can make the chart. Okay, mensuration, these are related to your chapters like surface area, areas related to and all those things. So these are the formulas for all 2D shapes which you will require in your 10th standard. Okay, right from your triangle to segment, everything is given over here. Okay, and then this is for 3D shapes. Okay, that is cube, cuboid, cylinder, cone, sphere, hollow sphere, hemisphere, frustum. This is for 3D shapes. Now comes geometry. Okay, so in geometry you have a lot of theorems. So these are some examples of theorem statements. Okay, now you can include more. Okay, so I have made these, but obviously you can actually go ahead and include more theorem statements. Okay, so just an example. Okay, this is how your theorem statement should be. Next, I spoke about miscellaneous, right? So what do we need in miscellaneous are these things. Okay, if you look at it at the very bottom on the left hand side, you have identity formulas, right, which you have done it in your 9th grade in polynomials chapter. So there are like 10 formulas, you need to know all of them. Okay, as I said, don't by heart, just look at it after you make the chart. Subconsciously you will remember all those things. Second is, if you look at it, next to it you have your exponents formulae, right, law of exponents. So some examples of that. Then at the bottom, very important table. Students usually don't remember all these things, correct? So this is again very important, okay, which I have made, and top of it, it's a simple thing. I think most of you know it, but still you can, if you want, you can. Okay, and again, as I said, this is completely customizable. Okay, if you feel something should be added more, you can definitely go ahead and do it. It's your wish. Okay, so yeah, this is how it is. So I'm not going to explain everything. Okay, that will be done when I'll be teaching you. Okay, this is just for me, like just me showing you what should be there in your charts. That's it. Okay, so yes people, that's it. This is what I need. So try to complete this as soon as possible within couple of days, and once you have made this, send me a selfie with all your charts. Okay, so that I know you have done it. Okay, and again, as I'm telling you, no printouts. Okay, you will sit and make it. Okay, so thank you so much, and what do I say, welcome to 10th grade, and have a very happy and successful journey ahead. Thank you, people. Bye bye.